Zoom to YouTube. Ben check out the paper. You may check it. Switch on the hotspot. And I did it yes. There's any answer to you. Hotspot on the pass. This one hotspot. And now mommy hotspot. And check about a bit now. It's about it's now. This is I mean, it's a movie. Make a honor. Make a honor hotspot. Make a honor hotspot.
My question is, I don't know science and technology, and after that, grade 10, if I be accepted. And this is science. Food science technology is 140. So if you are at grade 10, you more than qualified. Okay? So you, when you are grade 10, you select food science. And somebody with the 14 also select food science. So the system admissions, you selected first. Then in the ritual, the all be selected. So the one with the 14 at the end of the day ends up not getting the substance. Some people qualify. So in that case, then the second choice is for you, you qualify more than enough to be accepted.
See, we can try.
Wait, home economics. Okay, so let's go to science. Science. Okay, so you look for the requirements anymore. Okay, so then for food science, these are the requirements. You need the 3 credits, elective subjects including biology, chemistry, and either physics or mathematics. So that is for food science. So there's no mention of home economics. So then thank you. Any more?
Okay, so I know there will be a lot of questions. Our contacts be around. When you go home and then I don't try to stay. You can call us, text us, for example. We'll get to the information.
But please, the requirements are there. Just go to our website. Everything is there. So based on your programs you are reading, look at it. You know what program can do with your combinations. Okay? Yes.
Madam, I guess it's a factor point, but I want to be GPA. Say always that I can put a program if I want to. Say I want to study law, factor point I need. I got school, and I want to pay my fees. I want to apply for GPA. Is it possible?
It is possible, but the fee paying, there's also part of the fee paying, if it's below 2 or 3 marks up, If it's at grade 7 and you have 10, you can consider for female. So for female, you shouldn't be too far away from the cut-off point. So that's for our female. So there too, there are cut-off points. But it's possible you can read the law that we draw female. And that one you pay fees 9,500 for a year. And then the regular students will pay 2,000 or something. That's the fee. Any more? Okay. What's the last question?
Please, can you use visual arts for architectural students or it's only for GNAAS? Visual arts, visual architecture, or it's only for GNAAS?
Oh. So look at the requirements for architecture.
Oh.
Okay. So for architecture, yes. Please, have you seen the requirements? So if you fall within any of these, if you are reading any of these, you can read architecture, but then the core, English, maths, integrated science is constant. Then any of these three, and you need credits in them. And architecture, I mentioned, is at grade 10. So your core three plus the best three of these put together should give you a 10 to read architecture. So that's it. So visual arts, elective maths, they're all there for architecture. The sciences, you can also read architecture. All right. The only thing is that you don't sleep. You are there 24 hours. All right. So I think I end my talk. My time is up. Thank you. Visit our website. Everything is there. And then take advantage of the admissions of these people. They're always there to assist. You buy your form and let's go to admissions. That I need assistance. Go. If you are shy, let's tell them, Madam Susan asked me to come and see me to assist me fill my form. That's it. And then we will to go. Okay? Good.
Thank you, Madam. What do we say to Madam? If you want water, you can go back and get one. If you want to use the washroom, you have to go back and then show you where the washroom is. Thank you, Madam. For our next presentation, we would invite Mr. PJ to the introduction.
Thank you very much, Susan. If you were not here when I was introducing her, then probably you will not appreciate. I'm trying to say that at this age, Madam is still studying to be a lawyer, and she has a master's, and she also is studying to be a doctor. So she is a PhD candidate. Yes, at this age, so you have no excuse not to excel. So Madam says she's 51, and we are 15, 16, 17, so you can try and do the math. At this moment, we move on to the next comparison, which is going to be done by Professor Mrs. Matilda Mainshrine. She is a current registrar for BBU Mass Campus. She's married with one daughter, and she's here. But let's see you. Yeah, so that's her daughter, and then she's the Deputy General Secretary of GNAAS University. Madam is a final year student of Education Administration MPhil. So yes, Madam too at this age is still studying. So you can imagine. She completed years ago with Bachelor of Education. She has a Master of Public Administration degree and also is a Doctor of Education and Administration. So you can still imagine if Madam at this age with her daughter in third year KNUST is still studying to excel, and you have no excuse not to excel. At this moment, let's invite Dr. Mrs. Marcelo Bentre with a round of applause. So we can do better.
Good morning. We thank Madam Susie for the nice presentation. She took us through what KNUST can offer us. A very elaborate list of programs. And we thank you so much. And I want to believe right now we are making our decision, even though not all of us may want to, pursue our education at KNUST. It cuts across almost all the universities. So whichever place you want to choose, you can still find some of these programs that she mentioned. We bring you greetings from Valley View University. Valley View University belongs to the Adventist Church. Those of you who are not Adventist, it belongs to the Adventist Church, that is the NCA Church. And it's the first private university in Ghana. By the grace of God, we have 40 years and still counting. And therefore, we thank God. We have the main campus at Kodibi in Accra. We have one big campus back at Achima in the Bono East region. And we have Kumasi campus just at Ojin here, where we are coming from. We also have some learning centers, Tamale, Sebioso, Takradi. So you can also see that even though it's a private university, it's one of the big that you can mention when it comes to private universities in Ghana. So after going through all the programs with Madam Susie, if you are still choosing any of them, and any of them for under Valley View programs, you can also consider Valley View University, especially because you may also want to have other things apart from academics, because it's a mission school. So you can also consider that when you are ready to choose. So we are so grateful to Madam. I was asked to come and present on how we can achieve academic excellence. How we can achieve academic excellence. In other words, all the programs that Madam took us through, we need to score. We need the grades, the required grades. When she was mentioning cutoff point 10, cutoff point 9, 8, I could see, I was sitting at the back there. Some of us, our demeanor, fidgeting here and there. It's not easy getting the 6 and the 8 and the 12 and the 13s, but with hard work and with support from the family and without dependence on God, I want to believe that you'll be able to make it. So let's be positive that we can make it. We can get all the cut-off points and choose the programs that we want to do. So we are going to discuss briefly how we can achieve academic excellence. So we go through these slides. I know some of them you might have read them from somewhere. It's just a reminder on how we can study hard and get the required base and get the program of our choice. So we say that academic usually relates to education and scholarships. It can be said to greatly associate itself with more theoretical interest than practical relevance. We will not spend more time here. What we are talking about is when we mention the word academic, what comes into your mind? It's all about education, it's all about studies. and sometimes you may skew yourself more into the theoretical aspect. But these days, we combine the theory and the practicals because that is what the world is demanding from us. What is excellent? If you were in the classroom, I would ask you questions so that you give me answers. But because you are not in the classroom, I'll go through the slides, and when I'm done, and if you have any question, we'll be here to help you, plus the other speakers who are around. Excellence, I think, can be said to be the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. And I'm saying that I believe the word excellence may not have any other word to raise doubts in our minds when we talk about perfection. So you see, if you want to be an excellent student, meaning that you have to reach the top there is no question mark anywhere. The performance should be on top. The quality that we expect you to bring out there, that is what we are talking about. So put the two together, academic excellence. How do we gain it? How do we achieve it? How do we obtain it? It is not so difficult. We can do it. And that's why we are here today. We're going to interact. And after that, we bring ideas and opinions and move on. Academic excellence, we can now say, goes with the demonstration of abilities, capabilities to perform, achieve, and excel in one's scholastic activity. Simply put, it is when you are able to bring out good performance, when you are able to excel in your area, and when you are able to achieve what you have put before you to be able to achieve. But we continue to say that academic excellence goes beyond just making good grades. Rather, we talk of maximizing your intellectual capacities and development of skills in order to do what? To serve who? Humanity. Did you hear that one? To serve who? I want to hear from you. This is interaction, please feel free. To serve humanity. What it means is that you can make all the grades, you can make all the A's, you can make all the B pluses, you can make all the C pluses and all you want to make. But if you're not able to impact on others positively, you haven't done anything. Do you understand me? Meaning that you should be able to maximize whatever you have obtained. Okay? You are able to maximize your intellect. At the end of it all, people should have some kind of benefit from you if you say you have attained academic excellence. So you can make all the grades, all the A's, but if you are not able to contribute a quota to have other things or other people, then we are saying that it may be a short of academic excellence can be seen from the extent to which one is able to achieve his or her learning goals. What are your goals? When we came here in the morning, we had a lady taking you through what your focus is and what your goals are. So we're going to see what kind of goals that we have set before us. It could be short-term goals, it could be long-term goals. How do you combine the two and how do you achieve them? That's what we are treating. So usually academic achievement is measured through examination outcome. And however, we are saying that academic excellence must travel beyond just outcome of exam. So you can write the exam, you can be the first person, second person. You may be chopping all the first position throughout, but we are not really getting any benefit from you. You understand? And therefore, there's something that is lacking. And therefore, that's why we are going through this to see how we can become, useful citizens, so that we can contribute and vote to our society. The question is, are there benefits or uses of gaining or having this academic excellence? Are there any benefits? Why must I burn the candle? Why must I stay all night and learn and go through all the courses, 8 courses? It's not easy. Why must I make good grades? Are there any benefits? Of course there are. So we're going to see what the benefits are so that we can all struggle now and make good grades and achieve academic excellence. If you go to the slide, you say yes, there is. Number one, achieving academic excellence will propel you for many endeavors. What it means is that if you really perform well, if you have an image for yourself, if you become that person you want to become, so that when you mention your name, people can say that yes, this is the lady, this is the gentleman, then be ready that it can send you to so many endeavors where you will benefit. The first one says, it will make you a meaningful contributor to society. What are we talking about here? If you are able to learn very well, if you are able to understand what you learn, if you are able to perform very well, and achieve what you set your goals to achieve. The point is saying that you become a meaningful contributor to society. In fact, if you were in the class, I would have asked questions, Pastor, so that you can tell me who is a useful contributor. You'll be able to give me so many answers. You say you want to become a meaningful contributor to society. What does it mean? The slide says we are in a global village and also dealing with technologically demanding occupations in our world today. And if you are able to achieve these laurels, then one can positively contribute immensely to society. Now, these are they tell us the whole world is one. Is that not what you people are telling us? They call something global world village, meaning that the whole world is a village now, like my small village. It's a small place that we are living in. And therefore, if I want to connect to somebody, in the Western world, I can do that through what? Technology. Is that what it is? Please let's interact. Technology can send me to Western world right now. Is that what it is? So we are living in a global village, meaning that these days things have changed. Okay, now the kind of occupation that is out there for you to do demands that you are technologically inclined. Okay, and that is why we have to put in much effort to struggle to learn and get what we want. The second one said it will give you the green light to be selected or picked for various academic programs. Of course, you agree with me, back in your schools, when we want people to represent us as debates, quizzes, and examination, we mention some people's name, I mean, we mention people's name. Why do we mention those people? Why do we mention your name? Because people know that if you go to represent us, we are going to chop first, we will chop second, and therefore you are carving an image for yourself. So you hear somebody saying, as for this debate, let's pick Akosia, let's pick Paul, let's pick Kofi, let's pick Mercy. Why didn't they mention Matilda? Because Matilda is also there, but they are mentioning Mercy and the Frosties and the Paul because they have carved some kind of image for themselves. Is that not so? And therefore, when they represent us, we're going to chop success. So we are saying that if you are able to struggle to get academic excellence, you will be able to get these opportunities to represent your schools and your associations wherever the need arises. The next one says, it will enable you possibly to receive some sort of support, like scholarships and bursaries. I'm told that today someone will present on scholarships and bursaries. How can we apply for them? Again, let me tell you, the person may present, but scholarships and bursaries also have their own requirements. Is that also? They have. They will put something there that if you want to get scholarship, you should have obtained maybe ABCD. So at the end of the day, even if you want support in terms of scholarship and bursaries, you must still have to learn hard and get the grades well. And how do we do that? That is what we're going to study, and that's why we are here. And the next one said, it will prepare you to enter competitive fields of work. I hope you understand that one. The world out there is very competitive. Everybody is struggling. Susan was telling us, oh, you can work at the Forestry Commission, so beautiful. You can work at the Lands Commission. You can be a planner. But tell yourself, it's not only KUST, it's not it. Lebanon is also admitting, Honeydew is admitting, KUST is admitting, Uniba is admitting, all of us will complete in the same year. And as you chose to do those courses with KUST, somebody also chose them to do with them, or Uniba, or wherever. So we are all going out there to seek for the job. Who gets it? Okay, so that brings in this quality we are talking about. You can only get it when you create an image for yourself, when you create an image for yourself, when you become unique, that is where you will get that one. That's what I said. It is a sign of refined intellect, which will place market premium on you. When you say we are placing market premium on you, it's simple. I know you know, but it's not question time. I like asking questions. What I'm a teacher. When we say we are placing market or premium on something, we are placing premium on something. It means we are putting some kind of, some kind of emphasis on that thing. That thing is very expensive. So we don't want to joke with it. So we are saying that if you go through our studies very well and we attain this excellence that we want to attain, then people will place that kind of market premium on you. You will chop money. As Susie mentioned it, that people are chopping money. You cannot just chop it on a silver platter. You will chop it based on something. And that something is only when you have learned seriously and you have acquired all the necessary requirements, then you can chop that money. The next one said, It will build your competencies personally, socially, intellectually, economically. You know, you understand? You feel confident, you feel confident. Is that not it? You feel so fine when you have learned and you know that I have really gone through it and I can absorb and I can comprehend. Wherever you are moving to, you are not afraid. Wherever they call you to come and do anything, you are not afraid. When it was question time, I was sitting there watching. People have questions, but who should be the first one? You know, some kind of self-esteem is not really there yet. That's why we are here, to motivate all of us that let's step up our game. We are all unique and you can do it so that you feel confident. It feels so good to move forward there and make your submission known. The next one says it will make you a useful citizen in your community, in your town, in your village, in the nation as a whole. Of course, that's what we said from the beginning, that you have to become a useful citizen so that you can contribute your quota to your village, your town, and Ghana, our nation as a whole. So these are some of the things that you can get when you acquire these academic excellence. Now we are moving on to how do we gain this academic excellence? How do we get it? I want to learn very well. I want to get 6 so that I can do law. I want to get 6 so that I can do medicine. I want to get 8 so that I can do that. How do we do it? We know it already. We are here to remind you what to do if you have forgotten. So that you step up your game and you sharpen that kind of course, then you can do it. Now we are saying that let's pick these 5 tips first. What are the 5 tips? Please take note of them because when I finish, I will test you. I've told you I'm a teacher. The first one says, know your strength. What did the first one say? Please, I can't hear you. Because of the math, let's go through. Know your strength. Where lies your strength? If I ask you now, you know your strength. Sure. What's your strength? Can you tell me? Can you really convince me that this is where your strength lies? Some of us, we are not sure where our strength lies. And because of that, it's like we are following what others are doing. And we call us conformists. When you do that, it means you are becoming a conformist. You are following them. You are conforming to what others are saying. It's not all the time that you must follow them. Please. It's not all the time that you must follow them. Check your own self and know your strength. As I said, knowing your strength will have a much more substantial effect on your success and well-being. So how do you your thing? It is not like what you're doing now. If I should ask you, you would tell me, I didn't want to do science because my mom people said I should do science. Is that not it? It's true. My dad wants me to be an engineer, but I wanted to be a lawyer. So what do you do now? Your final year, Mercy is just around the corner. You cannot go back to Form 1, can you? You cannot. You cannot. Even they have done admission for this year, even if you wanted to go back. So it means you have to go home and join next year, Form 1, so that you cannot choose the program you want. No. Age and time cannot wait for you. So what we are saying is that even if what they impose on you, you didn't want, and you have studied it under duress up to final year, how do you now reframe your thinking so that you now come to love it? Are you with me? You should love it because that is what you are going to write very soon, and the grades that you will get be part of the conditions that will make you get the program that Auntie Susie listed for us. So reframe your thinking. That is what the slide is telling us. Reframe it. Think positive now. Okay? But if you were not forced to do it, and you chose what you wanted to do it, then know your strength and follow it. And make sure that where your strength lies is where you will put that kind of emphasis. Some of us can speak we ourselves know like a student. Literature, from the visual classroom. Why? I don't want to listen to them. Go into a place where of gaining academic what? Excellence. The first one said, know your strength and push for it. Specific goals. What goals have you set? Morning, I met the lady was here. She mentioned a specific goals. What goals have you set for yourself? You know, are you sure? What is it to do? And one day, I will find myself in the law classroom. You understand? Because that's what I want to do, and I will do it. Yes, if you tell yourself that you can do it. So that's the third one. Prioritize your happiness. Don't overstretch yourself too much. Feel good about what you are doing. Are you doing visual arts? They didn't force you to do. It doesn't matter. Where we have gotten it, reframe your thinking, love it, and see the potential that visual arts can give you. You know how many people chopping money with visual arts? You know, have you checked? Are you doing home economics? You didn't like it, eh? Your mom told you to do it. It doesn't matter. You have reached your final year. You are writing the exam. Reframe your thinking, love it, and ask yourself, what can home econs do for me in my life? I am facing it squarely. I am going to write the exam. I will make it, and home econs will take me this far because we are building positivity. Are you with me? All right, so we move on. The fourth one says, be resilient. Remember, 5 tips in gaining academic excellence. That's the first phase. The fourth one says, be resilient. When you're talking about somebody who is resilient, what does it mean? It means that that person is able to spring back. That person is able to bounce back all the time. That person does not see mistakes as problems. Did you get me? Very good. So be resilient. He says, know that obstacles are inevitable. How do you deal with that? And here, one writer called Carol is giving us 2 ways we can deal with obstacles. So I told you that if you didn't hear anything from me today, there are 2 things you must take home from me. Else we have wasted our time. Eh? The first thing you remember was what? The first thing was what? The first thing was gravity pi. And the second thing is what we are talking about now. The second thing is the 2 basic mindsets that you should have as a student. 2 basic mindsets. Pick these 2. The first group says they have what they call fixed mindset. What is fixed mindset? Fixed mindset people, they view mistakes as setbacks that are insurmountable. Did you hear that big English? It's just too big for us, and we don't need it. Those who have fixed mindset, I don't think any of us belong to that group. But I'll be very worried today. Fixed mindset people, they view mistakes as unsurmountable. Do you understand? It means that it cannot be what? It cannot be. Very good. Are you that type? Delete it from your mind. Mistakes are not like that. Look at the second group of people where I want you to fix yourself. We call them the growth mindset. Growth mindset. Today, if your mindset was on the fix, before you read here, it should have changed to growth mindset. Let's see how they view mistakes. Growth mindset people, which are out there, I know you're out there, they view mistakes as well. Opportunities for positive work change. So the fact that you didn't get A's for last exam, the fact that the mock, you couldn't get the grade that you wanted, and so what? You understand? All that you have to do is go back to the priority pie, check what went wrong. Maybe some percentages were not given to some aspect very well. You get me? Check it and sit down and tell yourself, this is a mistake. And it's an opportunity for me to have a positive change. And then I'm going to work on it and I will change it. And trust me, it will be changed. Are you okay? So now we are all having growth mindset. You make error. Human beings make mistakes. Have you seen an animal making a mistake? It's human beings who will make mistakes. That's why we have that word in addition. You understand? So human beings will make mistakes. That's why sometimes your semester exam, your term exam will not go on well. The maths, the way you studied it, still when it came, you didn't even get B. Not even C. You were so worried. You understand? You just want to die. Die. Okay, die. You come to your funeral. What kind of die is that? You cannot die. You just tell yourself that there was an error. Okay, there was an error somewhere. Now let me sit down, let me check the priority pie, let me reframe my thinking. Remember the first one, reframe your thinking, and let me now face the mistake as opportunity, and I know there will be a change. So now we have taken the second one, growth mindset. And the last one said, give yourself permission to be human. Are you an angel? Are you an angel here? We don't have angels here. We are all human beings. So the last advice is that give yourself permission to be human. What does it mean? Predict and accept you are going to make mistakes. Predict and accept it that you will make mistakes. And it's only human beings who will make mistakes. And when mistakes come, we are having growth mindset that they will be surmounted. It is surmountable, and therefore we will change it for good. The last one among the 5 tips is that make time to recover. Recover mentally, recover physically, recover socially. Some of us, when something goes wrong small, we don't even want to look at anybody's face. All our friends must go together because the whole world is flashing on that. Who told you? It's not true. Okay, so take time and recover quickly. Recover. As a student, it is obvious you may sometimes fall into a stretch zone where you are extending yourself to accommodate for different obligations. This will set in periods of stress and can be seen as positive and motivating if you use them well to expand your perception of what's possible. Stress will come in. You understand stress? Anxiety will come in. Now we are all getting into anxiety so because plastic is coming. She's almost here. She's in the car. She's coming. We don't know when she will reach, but she's almost here with us. Okay? Somebody sat somewhere to set questions for you. When other people are teaching you, you see how it is. It's not fair. But that's how it is. So you don't know what is being written there. But you are going to sit to answer them. Is that not it? So anxiety is setting in now. Of course, it will set in. We haven't even reached there yet. When it's few time to rise up, you see that even when you are eating, you don't feel the taste of the food. As soon as you remember English paper, and you remember mathematics paper, inter science, ouch, gosh, the food can even stay. You don't even feel hungry again. That is anxiety, that is stress. We are saying that it is normal. It is normal with us. It will come. But when it comes, don't let it become stressful for you. Don't let it become chronic stress so that you don't go to hospital. See the stress as positive, which is going to help you. And therefore, we are saying that get enough rest, sleep. Preferably the 8 hours that we are advised to do to refresh yourself and recover from all this problem. Take a break, set aside time for good meals, enjoy recreation. It can help you and fuel you and keep you on course so that you can achieve the goals. We are almost finishing now. The last set of the slide is this. 3 other important factors that will help you achieve academic excellence. We have treated 5 already. I hope you haven't forgotten. Know your strengths, set goals, prioritize happiness, be resilient, and make time to recover. Let's talk about these 3, then we call it off. These 3 are family support, academic preparedness, and life skills and decision-making abilities. Let's see. Our parents are not here, but they are hearing us wherever they are. So parents, if you are hearing us, because I know we are streaming live, parents, if you are watching us here, this is your role to play. When you go tell them, if they were not watching us, that somebody said, in order for you to gain academic excellence, to make all the good grades so that you can have the program of your choice, so that the home will be happy, so that they won't spend money unnecessarily. They should support you. These are their roles. They should give you support physically. That they should provide you with food. And I know they are doing it. They cook for us. They provide food for us. They should continue doing it. And we are grateful to them. They should give us clothes. And that's why we are wearing dresses here. So they continue to do that. They should give us shelter, peace, where we can lay our heads. And they are doing it. Tell them they should also give you social support. What do we mean? The parent should give you love. They should show love. They should show care. They should give you encouragement. Some parents don't encourage us. That is why we are still like what we are. That is why parents. So parents, if you are hearing us, encourage your children. Encourage them. The little they are able to do, let them know that they can do better. And therefore, that will motivate them. So they should encourage us. They should take interest in anything that we are doing. And I know they are hearing us, they will do that. They should give us spiritual support. Parents, pray for your kids. They need it. Pray for them. Sometimes stop eating and fast 1 day more for your child so that she will make it. Pray for them. And they should give you information support. All the info that you need, parents, provide for us. Else, the children will get it from where we don't want them to get them from. So that is for family support, apart from the money. Academic preparedness, that comes to us. This is our job. When we're talking about parents, we're happy. This is your home. So see, academic preparedness, you said regular attendance to class. When did you go to school? You are a day student, so you tell your mommy, I am going 6:30 a.m. and you reach school after the first lesson is ended. You think you are doing somebody's English. Please, be regular to class. Be attending class on time. Any vision, but now you all have a vision. That's why you have reached this stage. Learning in small groups. What do I mean? What's your learning style? What did I say? Don't follow other people's learning style. Everyone has his own learning style. I do check yours. Some people learn, we call it's a topic for a whole day. We have what we call solitary learners. Solitary learners. People want to learn alone. Those who are doing literature, soliloquy. Have you heard that word? Okay, so you have met it, so you understand. Solitary learners. She wants to learn alone. That is only when she's able to absorb well. Some people have social learning style. When others are with him or her, then she's able to absorb. We call them social learners. Some people, they learn through the visuals. We call them the visual learners. It's only when they see the thing that they are able to absorb well. Others learn by touching. Others learn, we call them kinesthetic learning, when they use their hands and their fingers and their legs and all those. So what's your learning style? Understanding a mentor. Get somebody and copy him or her. Auntie Susan can be your mentor. Study her. Why was she able to reach where she has reached? At the age of 50 or so, look at what she's still doing. You can say that she is my mentor. I am going to understudy her from day one to today, and I want to be like her. And even be more than what? Her. Okay? So get somebody to understand. We call them mentors. Then the next one is the completion of assignment. When they give you work, please do it on time and do it within time. And finally, research. At your level, you can still research. Things that you use your phone to do, only one good. Please stop that one and research. Use your phone to do research. Whatever topic that somebody has mentioned before and you're not sure, go and do research and get all the facts. All right, so the last one is life skills and decision making. Learn with patience, learn from mistakes, manage your time, get problem solving skills, reason very well, work with teams, be a creator. Creativity, that's the word. Think and bring something out. Don't always follow what they say. You also think and bring something out. And finally, we are going to quote from Ellen White. Those who are not Adventists, our mother called Ellen White. She has been writing most of our books, and we love her so much. We are quoting from one of her quotes. She said, "Do not sit down in Satan's easy chair of do little, but arise and aim at the elevated standard, which is your privilege to attain." And finally, let's depend on God. And I hope that with all this and some others that we will get from somewhere, we'll be able to achieve academic excellence. And we will go and meet Auntie Susie at K University. And those who also come meet me at Valley View. And we will say thank you, God, because you have made it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought this is Matilda. Thank you. Is that this moment? Do you have any questions? Anyone have a question? You don't have questions? You don't just confused or you don't understand. How many of us understand? Okay, you don't understand. You don't understand. Or you understand? It's not a question because you might not be there again before you write your exam. If you are shy, you can write your question on a piece of paper. You raise your hand, you come for the person. And control the gap, now this is a complete narration as well. There was a delay, right? Feel free. Sometimes it's really difficult to resolve students. But Why don't you ask it? Who doesn't understand G? Thank God. Everyone understands. Hello. Is that any question? Yes, this one.
Someone ask a question.
Okay, so how do you identify your learning style? If you have watched yourself closely for some time, you will see whether when you learn alone, when you sit somewhere you alone and you read, whether you are able to absorb it well, whether you are able to understand or comprehend it well. This happens when you go for group studies and your friends are there and they are discussing here and there from all angles. How do you weigh the two? Watch it and see. You will know. How do you weigh the two? Because some people, when they learn in group, that's where they get their understanding. So when they will tell you, Charlie, let's go for group discussion. You see such people always be on you to go for group discussions because they have observed that it's only when they go for group discussion that they are able to absorb and comprehend some concept. So please watch it to see. By what means you see, some people also learn, easily when they visualize things. So we call them the visual learners. When they visualize the thing, those are the people who are interested in the arts and the things that we draw, things that we teach with the concrete materials. We always want to see things. And as soon as they see to demonstrate, like they are able to comprehend. Those people sometimes used to reading, they have it tough. But when it's practicals and we are doing demonstration and they see that they are happy. And people also learn with these action and aesthetic learners. They are the P people. They don't like reading too much. They always want to use their hands, their legs, and everything in study. So watch it, and I know by the grace of God you'll be able to identify. If you have any challenge, thank you.
So come on, but the sound will not come through. So let the person type. If you can hear me, please type your question. You can read for you. But I have a question. I'm writing an exam around the paper. That is the WhatsApp. And in fact, I didn't know all this. So is it too late to change my grades? Can it be effective? Can I get the grades that I can?
Yes, it's not late because we said reframe our thinking. It begins from there. If you remember the first thing, among the five, we said know your strength, reframe your thinking. So November is coming. We are in April almost. Am I right? We are a few months, but we can still do it. Remember the third one, build positivity. It begins from your mind. Please, it begins from your mind. You tell yourself, I have 4 months to write class. This is why I have come to. I am pushing it from here, and I know I will make it. Priority list, priority pie comes in. Draw it very fast. Draw it. What percentage of time are you giving to your social life? Reduce it. Some of us, we spend so much time with the social media. When we are home, all we do is that we sit on the telly. The remote control is our friend. They are around us. And we get a bottle of water around us. All that we are going to do is changing channels. Your books are lying down. They are waiting for you. They are looking at you. But because they are not talking, you think the books are happy, they are not happy. But you are changing channels. Continue changing. The time is going. That's what I'm saying, that it is not late. Reframe your mind. Cut some of the things. Okay, once you say you are, say no to other things. It was part of the slide. Say no to other things. Once you tell yourself I'm a student, say no to other things. Other things include wasting quality time on unnecessary things once your books are piled over there. So, President, it's not late. It's not late. If you reframe your thinking and you draw a priority plan today and you follow your path with God on our side, we can make a change.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's that question? But Harris, if you can hear me, please you can ask your question. If you can hear me.
Thank you very much for this very insightful presentation. You mentioned in your presentation, knowing your strengths. I want you to be on this. How do you relate the aspects of your career selection, career choice, and also your personality to career choice? I really like how you presented, particularly with knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. And for me, it is an important area where our young people should be able to know areas of their strengths, areas of their weakness when it comes to the selection of academic programs and also career development.
I think that Susie is here, so she'll also be helping me. Knowing your strength. Okay, so somebody gave it. Her strength is she giving words of humor. She wants to always be seen as a humorous person. So whenever there is tension within the group, she gets in there, she speaks, she creates jokes, she brings in this kind of thoughts, and the tension subsides. So she thinks that for her, that is a strength. But the advice was that sometimes if you overuse it, it will become a deficit. So that is somebody's strength. Sense of humor. And we have such people among us. Whenever we are sad, whenever we are so down, as soon as their presence is felt, you see that the tension is down. So that is that. But in terms of study, knowing your strength, the courses you are doing, you yourself will be able to tell me that as for this course, when I'm even studying it, I study with all the joy within me. I study with all the things that I can organize to study. When I see the lecturer who teaches that course, I am overwhelmed, I am happy. Something tells you that that particular course, okay, it carries some kind of, some kind of power as compared to the other courses. So I want to believe that if you have such a course among all the courses, if you're likely to have one or two among all the courses, then Pastor, I want to believe something must tell you that this is where my strength lies. But some courses you may be struggling to learn. You struggle a lot, and even when you struggle, it doesn't matter how long you struggle, you are still not getting them. But you are forcing yourself to learn them because you are supposed to learn them. Maybe they impose them on you, and therefore, for someone you are just learning them at the best. But some courses, you are able to do them in a very flexible way. And I think that is one way maybe you can identify where your strength lies in terms of the courses. And this is one of them. I will just add a little. I think as an individual, you need to observe yourself. So when it comes to the courses that she has said, from primary school to this time, you are not very good in maths. Some, you are not very good in science. I observed my daughter, she's now at SHS second as when we were filling the form for her, her father wanted her to read science, and I know my daughter very well. She's not good in science. So I told her that she's not good. Why do we force her to read science? My brother forced her daughter to read science, and now she's still at home. She hasn't been able to enter the university. 2 years has passed. She has tried a second time, she didn't pass. So from primary school to now, you should be able to know your strength. I'm good in maths. I'm good in science. I am very good in reading. Yes, and I'm very fast. So I know my strength is in reading. So any reading course you give to me, I will sell. You take me to the sciences and the maths, then you see me down there. I will be hiding myself. So you yourself need to observe yourself and know where you are good at, and excel in that area. The areas you are not good in, make efforts to build yourself up. You are not good in maths, but maths is a requirement. If you don't pass maths, you can't enter the university. So don't sit down and say, my strength is not in maths, so that's it. No. Learn it because it's a core subject, it's a requirement. So you need to learn it. And then when it comes to learning, some of us, we are slow because some are very fast. The teacher teaches something quickly. Some are very slow. So you know yourself. If you are a slow type, those who are often you read. So know yourself and make putting strategies to solve your problem. Some of us too, when we pick our book and we read, you read 1, 2, everything gets done there. Some will have to read over and over and over and over. One of my courses, he is very slow. You have to read the thing over and over and over. So when I'm reading, he will see me flipping my paper. And he will be at the first page or second page, and I'm at the third page. So you need to observe yourself. If you are that a slow type, read over and over and over. And there's a study that the more you read, the better. So I would say observe yourself, and you know where your strengths and weaknesses are. Then you amend them. And I want to talk on something Madam talked about, that some of us are here, we're being forced between science, between general arts, visual arts, and those things. God has a purpose for all of us. And now you have reached a stage, you have to move on. So you shouldn't say you were forced into doing it, so you wouldn't put yourself out, put in your best. You need to pass, and it's a stage in life, and you really need to pass before you can move on. If you don't pass, you are down. Others are moving on. And the programs we went through, if you are a science student, there are so many options for you, available for you, for the sciences. And for the art students, we have a whole range of programs for you. And now, first degree is not the case. You come to the university, you read the first degree. There are other options, master's programs, a whole range of master's programs, related areas that you can branch. When she was introducing me, I read economics and law, but I had my Master of Science in planning. I wanted to read planning, but first degree, I couldn't enter. But my economics is a related program. So then I went into planning in master's. So at the end of the day, I achieved my aim. Yes, so please, pass well is a stage and then move on. When you finish with the first degree, there are a whole lot of options, master's programs, and that's my advice. Thank you very much. You have a question? Okay.
Madam, please, I wanted to know, at this time, I've not set any goal for myself, and I want to know, is it late? And if it's not late, how do I set one?
Okay, so she has not set goals. That's that. To head her. She has not set goals up to now. Is it late? If not late, what should she do?
Never too late.
Okay.
What we should have become. So, well, it is never too late, but start now. What time is going? So begin to know who you are. Like the aforementioned, it begins by first knowing who you are. It begins by knowing yourself. Know thyself. Know where you are going, and then sit down and then plan your life. That is why this seminar has been put together, to encourage, motivate you to begin the process. But permit me to make this point, and that is that career is developmental. When you want to develop, it moves from one stage to the other, and that is why we always encourage you not to put all your eggs into one basket. You understand that there are options and there are other opportunities, and don't expect or don't think that this is this is what I want to do. This is the only thing I want to do. There should be room for other options. Diversify and all that. So I know very early in your life you want to do something, but at a stage you realize there is a change. There is a change which you have to accept. There is a change you have to accept, and then you move on. I funny enough, when we were growing up, I had a friend. He's called Kofi. He said when he grows up and then he starts working, he will use all his salary to buy granules and chew. Why did he say that? Because when we were young, we were buying granules and we were chewing granules a lot. So he said, when I finish school and I'm working, that is what I will do. I will spend all my money. I will use all my money on granules and then chew. So some years ago, I was doing a presentation at the GNAAS University, and then my old friend came around, and I asked him, Kofi, do you remember what you said that when you grow up, you use your money on granules? Were you able to fulfill that? And he laughed. When he was young, when we were young, that was his goal. But now he has grown up and his orientation, everything has changed. So the point is that career is supposed to be what? Developmental. And don't put all your eggs into one basket. Thank you.
Okay, pass.
I want to add on to
Madam, please.
The goal set set your goal that at the end of what I'm aiming at and be a 6. So you set yourself that goal. Then you tell yourself, how do I get the 6? Constant learning, what. You put in those measures, and then you go onto your goal. So goal setting is never too late to set. It can be set anytime. And when you are setting your goals, give yourself time. Don't just set it in the back. Give yourself that at the end of March, or at the end of the exam, or at the end of the year, this is what I want to achieve for myself. So it's never too late to set a goal. So now, if you haven't set one now, and then make sure you achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no, I have a question. Madam, right now, some of the issues with the probably when you have to that those who can't get can at least read out. But then there is a question. I was a very good student in SG. So say I'm first in class, my lecturers my teachers are praising me and all, and they say I should go and study medicine. But then I come to school and the last in class, like I'm struggling, I'm literally not doing well. Yes. So how do I choose my program based on my own strength? Because I know a lot of us, our parents are telling us to go and study at the same pharmaceutical engineering. But when you come to school, it's a different ballgame. The stadium is different. Like you are playing football, then you take it to a field. So how do I choose my programs based on these things so that it will help me to excel wherever I am?
So, Pastor, you want to
Well, linking academic program, you must always.
Please, can you take off your mask so that they can read your lips?
Anyway, thank you.
And come closer.
Well, there are several factors that you have to consider. And one key factor is you must always link your academic program with your career. You must link it, your academic career with your academic program with your career. Those in general arts, for example, it will be difficult for a general arts students in this country to read medicine. It's only one of my friends. You know, I studied land economy here, and we have a WhatsApp group, so we're debating some of these things. And one of us said, He is now a medical doctor, but he read land economy. He was our mate. He's now in the US. Very strange. But it's when you have gone outside the country, it is difficult for you, for a general art student or a business student to become a medical doctor in our country now. So the point is that very early, try and relate your academic program with your career. What do you want to do? You were science students. So definitely in your career aspiration, you should be heading towards the science, medicine, pharmacy, and all that. General arts, there are other options, and they have exposed us to this. And I know there will also be another section where you will be also exposed to some of this. So that is a very key area, which in responding to our brother's questions, just begin to link your academic with your career, and that is going to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think, is there any other question? Are we done? Okay. His question was, you are in the medicine, you are struggling. Why enter university? I'm a medicine. Medicine, every 2 weeks, they are writing exam. So you are struggling. What do you do? The university has put in certain strategies to create the enabling environment for students. So we have the counseling units there. And you can always go to the counseling units to seek advice. But if really you are struggling, that's one, then your parents must come in, the university comes in. You have something we call change of program. Then that's one, you have to change the program. Because there's no way you can finish with the medicine. Really deep within you, you are really struggling. But nothing on this earth that is not achievable. Other people have done it. Can't you do it? Well, you should make up your mind that you've been given medicine. You will make it. But if you struggle so much to the extent that you cannot make it, then the advice is that you seek for counseling or do a change of program. So that's the little bit I'll add.
Last question, Madam, last question.
Okay.
So we are still talking about excelling the academic life, career, and all that. So, Madam, as Madam Susan was saying, from GHS, they thought I was smart, so I went to study science. As we have said, I've motivated myself and all. Now I am in senior high school. I'm going to complete. They are still telling me to complete myself. And so I did science. Should I, after school, should I still continue and motivate myself and go and study a science program? I'm so afraid that I'll break down and I won't be able to achieve all the things that my dad is expecting me to achieve. So how do I do it these days?
Okay, so from what you're saying, you haven't entered the tertiary yet.
No.
Okay, from JHS, they motivated you to do science. That was good for you because you were good. And SHS, you were motivated to do science again. Is that not it?
Yes.
Okay, so your problem is now from SHS entering the tertiary. That's one thing that said, deep within you, you know that the science is not really working. Just that we are motivating you from east-west. But deep within you, you know the science is not really working for you. When you take a literature book and you want to read, you know that you are so good, so fluent, so you are flowing. Something tells you this is your area, but because you have been motivated from JHS, from your parents and your teachers up to SHS, you are trying to, are you trying to please them? That's a question. And therefore you kill yourself to do the science. If you don't take care, in the middle of it, as Auntie Susan said, you may have to come back to the drawing board to change program, and that will be a disservice to you. The time will not be there for you. Even if you allow you to change your program, remember the time is going. You understand? So for me, motivation is good, but it's not like allow yourself to be motivated to stress yourself, and die in it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Pastor, you want to add something? Okay.
We are making the science look like a monster. Please, science is not a monster. And the sciences, we have various branches of the sciences. We went through the programs, a whole range of the sciences that you can do. Some of them are flexible, some of them medicine, pharmacy, physics, those things, the hard ones. But there are flexible science programs that the science students you can go into. So don't make the science look like a monster. Science is good. It's good for us. And the university, we even encourage the ladies. There's a concession for female who are in science. So please, let's do the science. It's good for us.
Thank you. Just to also contribute, how many of us here have watched this Nigerian movie? The Pope Must Hear This. It's an old movie. How many of us here? The Pope Must Hear This. It's about this young man who really wanted to be a banker. He was a business student. He wants to be a banker, but the dad forces him to be a Roman Catholic priest. And then he's in charge of a church, and he ends up impregnating all the ladies in the church. So the Pope must hear this. It's a very fascinating story. The Pope must hear this. The dad forced the boy to become a pastor, but that was against his personal ambition. His personal ambition was to be a banker. The point is simply this: what is your interest? What is your passion? Your interest and your passion must be first. And then like the other speakers have said, don't allow anyone to be an extension of their vision. If your father wanted to be a medical doctor and failed in realizing and achieving it, and then he's forcing you to be a medical doctor, then you should be careful, because perhaps you were not born in the mind of God. You were not born to be a medical doctor. Quite interestingly, I was doing a presentation at the University of Education not too long ago, when a medical doctor who is a good friend of mine came to listen to me. And to my surprise, he said if he had his life to live over again, he would have read architecture. He would have been an architectural student, an architect, and not a doctor. The point is that know your strength, know your weakness, and also your interests. Your interest is very, very important. And maybe after this program, we will also, Madam, we will meet the parents. We will have another program for the parents, because indeed some parents are forcing their daughters and their sons into pursuing programs that they don't really have interest in. My daughter is here. You know, she came here to ask a question. No, my daughter is here. She's at Bekwai. She says she wants to be a nutritionist. So she's doing home economics. But we had some plans for her. But then she says she wants to be a nutritionist. So what do? We have to encourage her to be what? To be a nutritionist, because that is her passion and that is her interest. Passion and interest must be the priority. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Someone, Madam, are you responding?
I think now, you see, some of you are going through these problems. Very soon, all of you will be parents. So we need to stop the problem now. So don't make your children go through this. Okay? So in future, we shouldn't force our children to do what they don't want. I also wanted my daughter to read law. So I chose literature, government, economics. She's reading that. But she came home and she told me, she looked at my fat and said, Mommy, I don't want to read law. And she said she wants to read planning. I said, fine. The geography and the economics can allow her to read planning. I said, okay, if that is what you want, go ahead. So let us solve the problem now, so that in future your children don't go through such difficulties. Thank you very much. I think we are almost done with this session. Is there any other question? Okay. Maybe the last one.
Okay.
tried to ask most of the questions first time, but I can't personalize it. The guy is asking if it's okay, he only is able to learn operation. He never learns in school, unless you see, hey, let's do it. Then he's teaching 10 times and he learns very well. Like, and he's always excelling. Okay. But that's why I said I can't personalize this question. I also have a further question too that would it always work? Especially when I'm coming to the university now, where you have to learn like the whole semester's work in 2 weeks because you said you waited till exam. Will it work?
I think this one. Stress can come in overnight, but we must manage it well, else it leads to fatal stress when the factors must come in. So my dental point, if at the JHS and the SHS were able to learn under pressure, the tertiary institution is a different ballgame altogether, please. The curriculum and the content is set that 2 weeks to exam. If you don't take care, you may go and read the exam behind. You don't have that. Please change the learning style of it. Change it. We are going to some learning styles. Change it. You are able to learn under pressure, all right, but at the tertiary institution, please, you have to change the learning style.
I think there are some people. We have some learners like that. We call them the last minute. When it's 2 days or a day check, that is when it accumulates. But what I would advise you to add is that from time to time, just pick your notes and just be reading. Just read for reading sake. You read, and then you add your last minute. Don't leave the books like that. Reading, then you add your last minute. And then for university learning, it's the whole world game of and in a week you have so much to learn. So you can't mess it around. If you come to the university, it changes. So how do I? So last minute is not good for university. That's yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Dr. Mrs. Matada Obinche and our own Madam Susan. You know, I remember when I was in second year, Madam Susan was doing her masters here in USA.
Wow.
Yeah, so many years ago. Yeah, and this is about 20 years ago. All right. Those of us who have just seen there's water and the beer, we go back and drink. And very soon we will also refresh ourselves with food. We have 2 important presentations to go to make. We are having a little technical challenge that the technicians are trying to solve it for us. We have been blessed with the visit of the Executive Secretary of the South Central Ghana Conference. He's here to observe and also to pray for us. So at this juncture, I'd like to invite Upstate Pastor Mponsah Mensah to make a comment and also to pray and end this session and pray for you, pray for all of us, even as we prepare for the bus. So, Pastor, maybe you can come us. Hello. So, Pastor,
hello, good afternoon. Well, those in the academia has talked so much about that before. We want to pray for you. But we have faith that when you pray, God will answer it all right. let's hold on to that faith. But when it comes to studying and academic works, we have a heart to pray as students. It is not prayer that will make you pass your exams. We know when we pray, the Holy Spirit helps us to remember us what we have studied. So if you haven't studied at all, the Spirit cannot work for you. So don't say that maybe I'm waiting, I'm going to some pastors to pray like I have come. Pastor is saying, the pastor is here, we come to pray for you. Please, that is not all. You have a part to pray, and your part is to study and study hard. If you run that one, then when you pray, the Spirit also will help you to remember what you have studied. So this prayer that I'm praying for you is helping you that the Holy Spirit will remember what you will study. So if you sleep, the prayer won't work for you. Nowhere that will go and somebody will pray for you and that you will pass on while you haven't studied what you need to study. So take care of this one. And don't relax and don't say that I'm going to pass.
That are available in the university.
You have already been informed that Valley View University is the first accredited private tertiary university in Ghana, and this is owned and operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They have so many interesting academic programs in that university. And I want to hand over to my brothers to first introduce themselves and also to briefly share what they have with us.
Good afternoon, colleagues. We are a team from Valley View University, which our meeting was Dr. Matilda. We thank Madam Susan and Dr. Matilda for the very first insightful messages that they have given to us. I think it is going to inspire us to aspire high. So some years to come, we will also be at where they are this very moment. I'm in the person of Enoch Frimpong. We have Mr. Edward Sapo and Mr. Obed Ano. Mr. Obed Ano is the admissions officer for Valley View University Kumasi campus, and Edward Frimpong is also senior admissions assistant for Valley View University Kumasi campus. Briefly, we are going to run programs that we have at our campus here in Kumasi and all other campuses. Why you should choose Valley View University, free benefits that one gets from attending Valley View University, the career opportunities, and other related matters concerning Valley View University. As Pastor rightly said, I think once we are Adventist students, we are much aware of our own university. Valley View University is a Seventh-day Adventist institution which emphasizes on academic, spiritual, vocational, and technological excellence in the context that prepares lives for service to God and humanity. It is our vision to be a leading center of excellence in Christian education. Let's set the record straight. Valley View is the first private and Christian university to be established in Ghana, which has gained international recognition and local recognition in the Ghanaian economy. We are sharing some flyers around. We have some of the programs on it with contacts on it that we are going to go through. We have so many programs. Once we are coming from the second cycle institution, I would prefer to start from the undergraduate programs that we run at our campus. The main campus is at WAB. How many of you know WAB? Accra. That is where our main campus is. We have one campus at Teshima. We have one campus in Kumasi. We have three learning centers, one at Tamale, one at Takoradi, and we have one at Yosu. We have business administration programs that we run at our campus. We have BSc, Bachelor of Science programs. We have BA programs that we run at our campus. I will run through the programs very soon. In one way or the other, all of us will be sitting for WATSI May-June 2021 exams, which all of us are waiting. And I know to the glory of God, all of us are going to be successful. What do you say to that? Yes. We have Bachelor of Business Administration. Bachelor of Business Administration. We have some of the options like accounting, banking and finance, human resource management, and marketing. These are Bachelor of Business Administration programs. Those who are offering business, at the second cycle institution are eligible to apply for these programs. We have Bachelor of Science programs that we run at our campus. We have the Bachelor of Science Economics, Bachelor of Science Economics, Bachelor of Science Economics with Statistics, Bachelor of Science Statistics with Mathematics, and we have Bachelor of Science Mathematics with Economics. We have Bachelor of Science Information Technology, Bachelor of Science Computer Science that we run at our campus. We also have Bachelor of Science Business Information Systems. All these are BSc programs. When we get to the Faculty of Science, we have the Bachelor of Science Nursing, that is General Nursing. We have Bachelor of Science Midwifery, Bachelor of Science Biomedical Engineering, and we have Bachelor of Science Mental Health. We also have Bachelor of Science Dentistry upcoming, which will be by September. We will also begin with it. We have Bachelor of Science Development Studies. We have BA, Bachelor of Arts Theology and Mission that we also run at our campus. We have Bachelor of Education programs that we run at our campus. Those of us who would want to teach from here without going to the teacher training college of education. We have the BA, Bachelor of Education, options like mathematics. We have management, accounting, English language, social studies, religious studies, information technology that we run on our campus. All these are BA programs, Bachelor of Education programs. Having mentioned the programs that we run at our campus, I will move on straight to the various other programs that we accept at our campus. We all are coming with WASI. For our WASI graduates, we accept for our WASI graduates, we accept A1. We accept A1 to C6, A1 to C6 for the undergraduate programs. Meaning whether you want to move into the sciences or into education, business, any of the programs, we accept A1 to C6. That is, you need 3 or 3 electives. And for the core subjects, our focus is mainly on English, mathematics, which is the priority. After English and mathematics, we choose social studies and intermediate science. We choose the best one, add it to the 2 core subjects, getting the 3 core subjects. We pick the best 3 electives, A1 to C6, then we add it to the initial 3 core subjects, making 6. Then we get it. Someone will ask, which program do I qualify to enroll in? For those who want to be nursing and the other BSc programs, whether you did general arts, visual arts, or economics, you qualify to enroll on the nursing programs. That is whether you did science, or economics, or visual arts. Because we know some people are doing economics. They are doing electives like biology, chemistry, or physics, biology. Then we also have visual arts students who are also doing physics as an elective. So they will be able to enroll on the program. We also, those who are doing the business courses are going to the business programs that we mention. All you need is to get A1 to C6. But the point is that suppose someone is coming with 6 A's, you are coming with 4 A's, 2 A's, definitely the 2 of you will pick. Once the admission letters are being issued, the one with 6 is going to get the admission ahead of them. We also have people programs that we run at our campus. We all know this is not always we not really happy, but we also happy that one may be having an efficient in his or her results. We know at this as well, someone getting science day one, English day one, commerce D7. Very disappointing. For such students, we accept them into our diploma programs because of one D7, one can stay home forever. We accept D7 for our diploma programs. In our diploma programs, it's a 2-year program. After the 2 years, you are also eligible to apply for the top up into the degree another 2 years and get your degree this period of 4 years. Whilst those who are coming with A1 to 6 4-year duration, due to with D7 enrolling with diploma program also goes and gets the degree at the end of the 4th year. So those are. We have the diploma in computer science, diploma in business communication, diploma in development studies. Any of these programs will be able to enroll in for the first years. So you will stay at home and be crying outside. My friends are home and I'm not home. So we also have those diploma programs that we run for our students. Valley University have about 3 modules of multi-state. We have the distance, we have sandwich, and we have the regular school. We encourage fresh master graduates to enroll in the regular school. The reason being that in the regular school, you have an ample time for lectures. You do academic work successfully. Because the distance and sandwich is meant for those who are working on those who are in various offices. So we encourage that we enroll you for the regular school. We have 2 modes of applying to Valley University. It's either you apply online or you come to any of our campuses or any of the 7-day Adventist conferences. We get an admission, the admission form, then also come to the university. Someone who asks, some of us who are yet to sit for WhatsApp, we are not having our resources. How do we apply? I hope you've heard of what we call the awaiting results for the awaiting application. You can equally apply whilst you await your results. When your results are in, we check from the right website. When you are due for admission to any of our programs, we contact you and we take it from there. You can even apply for free. We encourage that most of us apply online for free because most universities started use of no research now is moving from these paper admissions to online or virtual admission programs. So when you check, this is the university website or the admission website where one can apply for free. Even as we sit here, you can just log on to the university website. Admissions.edu.edu.gh can apply online for free. You fill in the particulars which you provide. If you are having your WhatsApp results, you scan it into PDF file, upload your passport picture, then you are through with the admissions. Or you can equally come to the university, any of our campuses, and come with the admission form at a fee of 120 Ghana cedis. So far as we are concerned, Valley University is the only university in Ghana which has the most affordable admission form and easy to access admission form. Because you go elsewhere, you'll be chasing admission a month or 2 with the previous, which should be very stressful. we encourage that you apply online for free. There are so many universities in Ghana, both private and government or our traditional universities. We duly acknowledge that. But some we want to inform you that there are a lot of benefits one gets from attending Valley University, which I'm going to share about 3 or 4 of them. Valley University is the only university in Ghana, very flexible fee payment policies in Ghana. We know those of you who are attending other universities will testify to the fact that before you enter level 100, you must have paid a full fee for the first year, the very first year. How many of you are aware that before you enter any university, you have to pay the full fees for the very first year? Yes, but Valley University gives you the opportunity to pay 50% of your semester fee. 50% of your semester fee beginning the semester. That is whether you are a continuing student, a fresh student, you have to pay 50% of your semester fee. You must pay 80% by middle of the semester. 80% by middle of the semester. By the end of the semester, you must finish paying, which is so flexible. For instance, if you have to pay 1 Ghana cedi for the semester, you pay 50% at the beginning of the semester. By middle of the semester, you must pay 80%. By the end of the semester, you must have finished paying the fee. These you don't get from any other universities, but from Valley University. Whilst we are going to inform your parents about the good news that we are sharing about Valley University, fees are also being paid on a semester basis, as I initially said. We give room for parents and guidance to pay the fee. We could have just taken the money right on the spot for the academic years, both first semester and second semester. But we allow you to pay on semester basis, which you pay at the end of every semester. Valley University is also the only university, for that one we can brag of it, that it is the only university in Ghana which has this study program here in Ghana. We know most of our friends, our brothers and sisters who are abroad, whilst they are schooling, they also work alongside the estimates at the end of every month. That is being practiced. And we adopted this from the Andrews University. Valley University, when you come to any of our campuses, once you become a student of the university, once you get your admission letter, you pay 50% of your fee, then you are being registered as a student of the university. You stand the chance of working within the university once you are a student, and you pay at the end of every month. Someone will ask, how do I work at the same time? Yes, it is very possible. When you come to Valley University, we should bear in mind that the university education is quite different from the second cycle education. Because as you're in the second cycle institution, you go to classes from morning 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 4 or 3:30 p.m. For the university education, we have 3 periods of weeks in between. For instance, you can go to lecture from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. Then you are done for the day. The rest of the day, what are you using your time for? At your 3 periods, we assign you to work whilst you are getting paid every month. Someone would ask what type of job is available at the university campus. We have about 10 benches, campus, over 50 offices within the university. We have the registrar's office, we have library, we have cafeteria, we have a lot of facilities, bakery, sachet water that we run at our campus, other benches that we run at our campus. You can work at any of these centers You are being paid based on the number of hours that you work. For instance, if you are able to work, let's say, 2 hours a day, you are being paid 1 cedi per hour. Each day you are getting 2 Ghana cedis. That is an example that I'm citing. You are getting 2 Ghana cedis.
Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
We are calculating 2 hours by.
Please kindly confirm if you can hear me by typing into the chat box.
50 days, if I'm right. 50 days or 50 hours a month.
Thank you.
Per 1 cedi per hour. You are getting 50 Ghana cedis at the end of every month, which equally you can serve as a subsidy to your fee. You can serve.
Please, can you hear me?
I know some police, after completing value, was having some amount of money yesterday that which was, being given to the example is
It didn't come.
when he was graduating from Value University, he had a huge sum. Not that he wasn't able to pay the fee, but not that the website.
Hello, can you hear? Still not coming.
That is why when I was beginning my presentation, said Value University emphasis on.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
We also teach you how to use your hands also well. Most of the fresh graduates from university graduates print out about hundreds of employment or application letters seeking for appointment or seeking for job, moving from one place to the other. You see, or sometimes you notice an advert somewhere, poster somewhere. This job, this job, we need this number of years work experience. And I will go to my village.
Yes.
I will go to my village.
It's working now.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
When we are talking about work experience, it's basically work that you have done before. So by working and being paid at the university, you also need work experience, which every employer will ask Madam Matilda when you bring your application letter to her for employment. She's going to ask, do you have the requisite work experience? That is where you will be bold enough to tell her that you don't have. At Valley University also trains you, it prepares you for the job market. We also have ways that we give to our students. I hope all of us are 7-day Adventists. How many of us are not 7-day Adventists? How many of us? I hope all of us are 7-day Adventists. When you come to Valley University, once you are 7-day Adventists and you come to the university, for the very first semester, you are eligible to apply for heritage visa. That is once you are a student of the university, you give you 10% in the teaching. So for instance, if you are to pay 1 cedi for the very first semester, we are taking 10% of the 1 cedi, which is 10 pesos, and you are supposed to pay the 90 pesos. If you if you are supposed to pay the 90 pesos, and also on the website, that is virtually you are attending Valley University for free, because you will be getting stipends, which is sent as a subsidiary of the fees, and also getting the 10% per on every teaching that you have. Once you also become a student of the university, we have what some sort of motivation incentive that we give to people who serves as an ambassador to the university. How do we do by this? If you are a student, an existing student of the university, and you are able to introduce a new student to the university, or you bring someone on board to come to that university, we also give you a percentage, or we also give you an incentive for bringing such person on board into the university. That also says as a statement to pass you still school at Valley University. All these are incentives that we as Valley View are giving to our students. Also, we know every university is bringing its students to compete on the job market. Yes, it's true. And whether you attended these big traditional universities or you attended Valley View University or any other private university, which is still accredited, Valley View is an autonomous university where we are sparred with any other university. And we also train our students to compete on the job market. We are at the university who believes appearance also counts. You can't be going to medical doctor, going to your facility with uniforms, in dress with any other dress or something. We train you on the field of STEM. We train the businesses. We train you how to dress for corporate events or corporate organizations. We train you the sciences or the nursing. We also train you as those sectors also dress. So we don't just focus on giving the academic excellence, but also physically, we also make sure that you are well prepared for the job market and your family is going to benefit from it. You see, one thing is that once you graduate from Valley University, definitely you meet your friends at a place or something. You realize that yes, you seem to be quite unique or different from your colleagues because the training and the intuition that we have given to you at Valley University. These are the reasons why one must choose to come to Valley University. Thank you.
I read that the fastest time does not stay normal. I said I read that the fastest time does not stay
Madam
normal.
Dr. Matilda, she asked the pastor's sons and daughters their fees are being paid for them. Let's go.
We have 10% waiver for all Adventist students. That is what we have. I'm not really paying pastors, daughters, and sons, anyone at all. Do you understand? And all you need is that for Adventist students, you fill a form from your church, your pastor was signed. You bring it to us, and we waive 10% of the fee for you. Are you okay? So it's not true that we are paying only pastors, sons, and daughters. Thank you.
Any other question? Any other? Okay.
The flyers that has been given to you, we have about 6 contacts on them, which Dr. Matilda's contact is on it. The 027, and yes, and for her, she being a mother, she being an educationist, will be able to offer you more counseling on your choice of program. But you also want general inquiries, you can contact the numbers on it. We are also on WhatsApp. You can equally get in touch so that we update you. Can you share the information with the parents so they will be able to take care of you, help them to take care of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're so grateful for the presentation. I know you are very tired and very hungry. So as we go through the next two presentations, a small something that will come. You so much like me. Can feel free and it's okay. But if you are shy of me too, you can keep this around. But I have small presentations. The next presentation will be done by Elder Dr. Poetry. He is lecturer for the public health department of KRC, and he is an elder at Green. He's going to take us through scholarship opportunities. Most of us are able to continue with our teacher education because of financial difficulties. He's going to teach us how to apply to these programs. As I said earlier, we know you are tired. So if you want to get up and stretch, it's allowed. He's going to do on Zoom. You can feel free and please too. Thank you very much. Paul, actually, can you hear me? You can hear me, please say hello.
Hello, yeah, good afternoon. I can hear you. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can also hear you.
Thank you very much.
So we will be sharing your slides for them to see. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, I just wanted to invite Pastor to pray so that we begin with the session.
Shall we pray? Our Father in heaven, we are grateful unto you for how far you have brought us. A special prayer for committing that our children into your hands as he joins us on Zoom. And you grant him wisdom and deep insight as he takes us through this presentation. We ask the Lord, you grant all of us understanding, even as we listen to your servants. We thank you for hearing us, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. And I would like to thank you for inviting me to participate in this particular program. I would like to commend the organizers for putting together this particular event. I believe that it's going to benefit the attendants, and I am very hopeful that what I'm going to share with you will also benefit the participants as well. Already there has been a great presentation. There has been great presentation by the previous speakers, which I was monitoring from where I am. And also I would like to apologize for not being present physically, but I believe that what I have been asked to do, I'll be able to do it so that the participants who made it to this particular event will benefit. I know that you have sat for a very long time, but I can assure you that this presentation is not going to take too much of your time. And I would like to move on to share with you the outcome of this particular presentation. So the gentleman or the lady operating the machine can move to the next slide so that we can look at the outcomes of the presentation that I'm going to share with you. There are two outcomes. First, I hope that by the end of the presentation, the audience or the participants will become aware of the number of scholarship opportunities available to students who wish to enter tertiary institutions in Ghana. Again, the students or the participants will also become familiar with where to search or to look for scholarship opportunities in Ghana and then even abroad. So the outcomes are very simple and straightforward. Okay, so I hope that by the end of this short presentation, we'll be able to achieve these two outcomes. Then moving on, I want us to define what we mean by scholarship. I think one of the presenters, touched a bit on it when she made reference to the fact that if you want to be awarded a scholarship, then you need to distinguish yourself in a certain respect or in a certain regard. Okay, so if you look at the definition of scholarship from the dictionary online, scholarship has been defined as a sum of money or other aid granted to a student because of merit or need to pursue his or her studies. Okay, so scholarship usually takes the form of money, but it doesn't have to be money exclusively. It can be in kind, okay, or in other category as well. Recently, the university, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology awarded or presented a number of laptop computers to over 500 students who were in need of this particular equipment. So this was a form of a scholarship, okay, but it was not monetary, it was in kind. Okay, so scholarship doesn't have to be money, it can be in kind as well, or other form of aid. Okay, if you look at the Oxford Dictionary, a similar definition is also given there, where a scholarship is defined as a grant, okay, which is a form of money or financial investment that is not to be paid back, okay, or payment made to support a student's education awarded on the basis of academic or other achievement. Okay, so if you put these two definitions together, what you have is that scholarships are awarded on the basis of academic or other achievement. Okay, so the other achievement can be in the form of sports. Okay, so maybe you have distinguished yourself in sports or in other field of endeavor. Okay, your achievement can be recognized with an award of a scholarship so that you can pursue your study. Okay, so aside the academic or other achievement, oftentimes scholarships are awarded on the basis of financial need. Okay, so what we call the needy but brilliant schemes. Okay, so they are people who are very excellent academically, but come from a disadvantaged background in terms of finances. Okay, and scholarships are often given on the basis of economic or financial need. Okay, so if you look around, all the scholarships around are either awarded on the basis of academic merit or on the basis of financial need, okay, or the two put together, okay. But what is noteworthy is that even when the scholarship is even awarded on the basis of financial need, there is still some minimum requirement as far as academic excellence is required. Okay, you need to meet a certain cutoff before you will be eligible to be awarded the scholarship. Okay, and I know, I mean, many of you believe, and rightly so, that education is very expensive. Okay, and the cost of tertiary education in particular has been escalating or has been increasing. Okay, one particular thinker by name Derek Bob made this particular famous statement, which I believe some of you are aware, that if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Okay, so yes, education is expensive, but what is more expensive is ignorance. You know, so you can't afford not to educate yourself. Okay, that could be more costly in the long term. Okay, compare with the investment that you make in your education. Okay, so it is true that the cost of education is increasing, particularly the tertiary education or higher education. However, the good news is that you may not have to pay for the cost yourself. Okay, you may not have to pay for the cost yourself. And there are organizations, there are institutions, there could be individuals as well who are interested in education and are ready to provide financial support for excellent or brilliant students, you know, to pursue higher education or to pursue to continue with their education, okay? And I can tell you that I didn't pay for my master's degree, okay? I took my master's degree in the UK in the year 2010, and I didn't pay a peso, okay? I was awarded a scholarship by the Commonwealth Commission, okay? And then even my PhD, I didn't pay for it, okay? I was awarded a scholarship for me to conduct for me to do my PhD, okay? So there is good news out there, okay, that you don't have to pay for the cost of tuition and other expenses yourself. There are opportunities, there are support available. All you need to do is to seek for the information, okay? All you need to do is to search, okay, for those available opportunities, okay? So already I've mentioned that scholarships are given on the basis of academic achievement or the basis of financial need, okay? And most of these scholarships are administered by government or state bodies or state organizations, okay? At other times, the scholarship may be administered by institutions, okay, or organizations. Okay, so these institution organizations can be the university or the college that is giving you the admission, first of all, to pursue your studies, okay? And then we can also have foundations, which are often associated with specific organizations, which provide financial support for students who are in financial need. Okay, so we can have this classification of scholarships. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to mention some of the specific scholarship opportunities or financial support or bursaries that are available for students, for Ghanaians who want to pursue or who want to enter tertiary education, okay? So I'm just going to mention some of them, briefly take you through some of the requirements that you need, okay? I'm taking a cross-section of these scholarships. There are a number of them that are available. Later on, I'll share with you some of the websites that you can visit for additional information, okay? So I would like to start with the Students' Loan Trust Fund. Okay, so this is given by government, okay, or by the state, okay, and to be eligible for Students' Loan Trust Fund, you first of all should have admission, okay, you should have admission to study a specific program in any of the tertiary institutions, okay, so this include the universities, okay, the public university, the technical universities, and then also the colleges of education. Okay, so this will also include the nursing and midwifery, what we call the Ministry of Health institutions. Okay, so you must have gained admission to study. Okay, so the institution can also be private or public as well. Okay, so you must have admission. And then the program that you are going to pursue or the institution that you are entering should have been accredited by the National Accreditation Board. Okay, it should have been accredited by the National Accreditation Board. You know, this is very important. Okay, we know that there are a number of tertiary institutions around which are not accredited. It means that they have not met the minimum requirements that have been set out by the National Accreditation Board for them to be considered as a tertiary institution, a certificate, a diploma, or degree awarding institution. There are a number of them around, so you have to be very careful which institution that you are enrolling in. Okay, aside the institutional accreditation, the programs that the institutions offer have to be accredited by the National Accreditation Board as well. Okay, so you can get the institutional accreditation, but you may not have program accreditation. Okay, because to be able to obtain a program accreditation, the requirements are different from the institutional accreditation, although some of the requirements overlaps. Okay, so be sure that the institution that you are attending or you want to apply to is accredited. And then the program that you are going to offer is also accredited. Okay. If not, when you finish, you cannot work with the certificate that you are giving. Now, of course, the Students Loan Trust Fund or scholarship is for Ghanaians who are living and schooling in Ghana. So if you want to go and study abroad, you are not eligible for this particular scholarship. For Ghanaians who are schooling and living in Ghana. And then you must also demonstrate that you are needy. Okay, you cannot fund the education yourself, so you must demonstrate that. Okay, and then you must have a guarantor. Okay, you need one guarantor. And the guarantors can be someone who is a net contributor, someone who holds a position of trust or responsibility. So this could be a pastor, okay, a chief executive of an organization or the municipal or district assembly, you know, essentially someone who occupies a position of responsibility or trust. And then of course, after you have met all these requirements, you need to apply. You need to apply. Okay, you need to complete the application form and then submit it. Okay, there are other things that you need to do. For example, you need to attach your passport pictures and all of that. Okay, so if you are considering the Student Loan Trust Fund, you need to visit their site, their website, which I have given here for more information. Okay, so the Student Loan Trust is there, which you can access for the period that you are going to spend in the tertiary institution. So if it is 4 years, 3 years, you can access it throughout the period. All right, so we also, aside the Student Loan Trust, we also have the Get Fund Scholarship. Okay. The Get Fund Scholarship is also available for students. Okay, and the requirements are that you must have, or you must obtain admission. Okay, you must have admission. Okay, so you need to send them, or you need to apply with a copy of your admission letter stating the program. Okay, the program that you have been given admission and then how long the duration will be. And then you also have to attach the fee schedule, okay? The fee schedule that the university or the college or the institution provides, okay? You also have to attach a proof of nationality, okay? This could be a passport, a national ID, or a birth certificate. And then, of course, the application letter, you need to attach application letter, which include your contact details. Okay, so you can visit the Get Fund Scholarship website for more information. Okay, if you go to the Scholarship Secretariat, okay, or the Student Loan Trust Fund, they have a link there to the Get Fund website that you can access. Okay, and then we also have the Scholarship Secretariat. Okay, so these are different government of Ghana or the states, funds that the states provide, but they administer it using different bodies or different agencies or departments. Okay, so the Scholarship Secretariat actually administers the government scholarship, you know, so both locally and then internationally. There are students who are supported to go and pursue further studies outside the country. The Scholarship Secretariat provides funding for that. Okay, this particular body was established in 1960, so it has been around for a very long time, and then operates under the office of the president. Okay, so there are other scholarships that they offer for those, for example, those who want to do a master's degree, but for you who are seeking to enter tertiary institution, what you'll be eligible for is the financial assistance for needy Ghanaian students, okay? And then the requirements, the eligibility requirements are similar to the ones that I've mentioned previously, okay? And they include the admission letter, okay? So you must have gained admission into any of the tertiary institutions. You must have proof of identity, proof of nationality, the passport, national ID, birth certificate, okay? And then you must also state the institution and the program that the institution, the program that you are offering should be accredited. I've mentioned that. Okay, and then you must complete and submit an online application form. Okay, so they have developed, they have an online portal that you need to complete a form and then submit it. Okay, usually the portal, the online application portal is activated at the beginning of the academic year. Okay, so we are talking about the usually around August, September, but because of COVID, this current academic year started in January. So it may take some time before we can revert to the old academic calendar. So at the beginning of the academic year, whether it's January or September, you always have to look out for that. Okay, so those are the Government of Ghana scholarships. Okay, so you need to, if you want more information or if you want to apply, if you have the intention of applying for the scholarship secretariat scholarship or the scholarship administered by the scholarship secretary, you need to visit their site. I've given their site at the end of the presentation, so you can look out for it. And then now let me mention briefly some of the scholarships that are available by some specific universities. And here I'm going to be a bit biased. Okay, I'm going to talk about the University of Ghana and then University of Science. I believe the other universities like KIPVAS, University of Cape Coast, and then UDS and the other institutions as well, UNIBA, they all have specific scholarships that are available for needy students. Okay, so but for the purpose of this presentation, I'll focus on University of Ghana and then KNUST. Even within this institution, I didn't list all the scholarships that are available, especially the University of Ghana. They have several schemes available that you can apply for. Okay, so they have set up an office that they call the Financial Aid Office. If you intend to apply, if you intend to attend the University of Ghana, always, if you go to the University of Ghana website, on the menu bar on top of the website, they have what you call the Financial Aid Office. You know, just navigate your way around the menu bar, you'll find the Financial Aid Office, and they provide, you know, scholarship for students. So to be eligible for their scholarship, you must be a Ghanaian, of course, and you must be enrolled as a regular student. Okay, so you must not be fee-paying student. You must be a regular student, okay? And full-time, not part-time, full-time. You must demonstrate that you are in financial need. You must be brilliant. I've talked about that, you know, and be making excellent academic progress determined by the university. So once, students who are what we refer to, those that we refer to as the continuous students. Okay, so it's not only for first year students, those who are entering first year, but those who are continuing the education are also eligible for the financial aid. And then aside this specific aid provided by the Financial Aid Office, which is of course the university, the other specific scholarship, the EPI scholarships, the EYCSR scholarships, the GE scholarship, the University of Ghana Tallow Oil scholarship, and then Fonda Zion Edu scholarships. Okay, so these are great scholarships, but essentially it is for those who are brilliant but needy. Okay, those who are brilliant but needy. So if you want to be considered for this scholarship, I encourage you to take your studies very seriously and then make very good grades. Okay, if you make very good grades, and you don't have the means to support yourself, these scholarship schemes are available and you can apply for them. And I am sure that you will get it. So those who have plans of going to University of Ghana, look out for these scholarships. There are others. If you visit their website, the University of Ghana website, there are other scholarships available. So please explore the website. Let me come to my own, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Okay, and then the schemes available are the Edu Fonda Zion, which is also available for students who go to the University of Ghana. And then the EPI scholarships is also available here as well. And then also the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. Okay. For the MasterCard, like the others, you must meet the KNUST admission requirements. Okay. So first you must be admitted, gain admission into KNUST. If you don't have admission, you can't apply. Okay. You can't apply for this scholarship. As I've mentioned, you must demonstrate that you are in critical economic need. Okay, you cannot support yourself. Your parents cannot pay for your fees. And then your upkeep. And then the applicant must have proven records of leadership and community engagement. Okay, so for the MasterCard Foundation program, you must demonstrate that you have leadership qualities. Okay. You know, so where you are coming from, have you occupied any position of leadership or responsibility before? If you have, it will give you advantage over your competitors. Okay. For the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program, priority is given to females. So if you are a lady, if you are a female, and you are listening to me, you can consider applying for the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. And then also people who are displaced. So we are looking at refugees and then internally displaced persons. Okay, maybe you have suffered disaster or you know, flooding, whatever. You know, if you can demonstrate that you consider. And then also persons with disability. Okay, so if you have any impairment or disability, you also have a certain edge over your competitors. And then the student body, the Student Representative Council also have a scheme that they give to the student. They call it the Kitwabia scheme. Kitwabia scheme, which is given to support needy students. Aside these, you know, the university operates what we call the collegiate system. We have colleges that the programs are run under, okay? And within the colleges, we have faculties or schools. And within schools or faculty, we have departments, okay? So some colleges, schools, and the department also have specific scholarship that they give or financial support that they give to students who are needy. Okay, so currently I belong to the College of Health Sciences. And the College of Health Sciences have a financial aid scheme that they give to needy but brilliant students. Okay, so if you are interested, if you hope to enroll in any of the health program, whether medicine, pharmacy, all the health related programs within the college, okay, you may be eligible for that particular financial scheme or aid. Now, let me move away from the universities. Okay, aside the university, there are certain organizations also that provide scholarship. A typical one is the GNPC, okay, the GNPC scholarship. Okay, so that is also a very common scholarship scheme available to Ghanaian students, okay? And they focus a lot on STEM, okay? So science, technology, engineering, and maths. Those who are interested in pursuing science, technology, engineering, or maths-related course, okay? GNPC scholarship may be a very good option for you, okay? Then also those who are interested in nursing, midwifery, the health-related program, you can also apply for the GNPC scholarship. But first, you must gain admission. You must have admission into the school. They also give priority to persons with disabilities. Okay, and so I've given their website here. You can visit their site for additional scholarship, additional information about the scholarship. And then also recently the MTN scholarship, you know, has also come on board, what they call MTN Bright Scholarships, okay, which they provide scholarship for undergraduate students, I mean, those who are entering first year or continuing their undergraduate degrees, okay. And the scholarship covers the cost of tuition, accommodation, and they give you a stipend or what we call the maintenance allowance for books and other relevant materials. Okay, you can also visit their website for additional information. Now, let me touch briefly on international scholarship. Some of you may be thinking of doing your pursuing your degrees outside outside the country. I mean, there are options available, and I've given two here. The University of Aalborg, in Denmark, they also have a scheme available. Okay, but the COVID-19 has affected a lot of things. Okay, some of these universities have moved their programs online. Okay, so you always have to look out for whether the program is going to be delivered face-to-face or online. Okay, so again, first of all, if you want to apply for any scholarship, you must first get admission into the university first. Okay, so whether it's a local or international scholarship, you must get admission first before you can apply for the scholarship. Okay, if you don't have admission, you cannot apply for the scholarship. So first apply to pursue any program that they offer in the university, and then once you gain admission, you can apply to those scholarships that are available within those universities or those institutions. And then there is also the University of Miami scholarship, also available, which is given to international students. As I said, you must also gain admission first before you can apply for that. Okay, so those who are interested in pursuing further studies in the United States of America, you can also consider this. So just visit the university's website, then read more about it, and then apply to pursue a program of your choice. Once you have admission, you can apply for those scholarships that are available. Okay, so these are relevant websites. You can move to the next slide. Yes. That you can visit. Okay, for additional information. Okay, and the scholarship opportunities. So the first one, the scholarship.gov.gh, is the scholarship secretariat website. Okay, so they also give several international or foreign scholarships. Okay, the government of Ghana has bilateral relationship with several countries, including China, India, Turkey, Morocco. Okay, they give scholarship to Ghanaian students. Okay, and the scholarship secretariat lists these scholarship opportunities on their website. So I encourage you to visit their website. Okay, I encourage you to visit the scholarship secretariat website, which is the first one, and then just navigate your way around them. Study the website, the information available, and then the scholarship scheme that they have listed over there, and then apply to them. And then we have opportunity desk, which somebody one of the GNAAS guys shared with me recently. Then scholarship position, and then after school, africa.com. These are excellent resources for scholarships. I encourage you to visit the website to search for information and then to look for the opportunities available to you. Okay, and then let me just quickly mention this before I wrap up. Okay, during my days, the demand for, or the requirement for, demonstrating English proficiency wasn't as much a requirement as it is today. Okay, many of these foreign universities are demanding that we demonstrate that we are very proficient in the English language. Okay, so they may not accept the WASI results that you have attained. Okay, you may have an A or a B in the English language, but beyond that, they want you to take some internationally recognized test of English proficiency. Okay, and the common ones are the TOEFL, and then IELTS, and then GRE. Okay, so if you have the intention, if you have planned to study abroad, I urge you to visit or to take these tests, okay, so that Hello, please, can you hear me?
Taking these efficiency exams, and that is the cost. After hearing all this more information on that, you can visit the links or you can speak to us and talk to your partner.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but if you can come back to the English proficiency stuff.
Come again.
Can you speak to us again about the last announcement, the demonstration of the English proficiency?
Okay, so I didn't get you right, but if I don't know if you are referring to the English proficiency test, are you referring to this one?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that, for example, if you plan to study in the US, okay, they demand that you demonstrate that you are proficient in the English language, okay, and because English is not our first language, okay, and we learn it's an adopted language. They want us to convince them that we can write and communicate in the Queen's language. Okay, so there are internationally accepted tests that we can take to prove that we are proficient in the English language. So those who are interested in studying abroad, I would advise you to take these tests. Once you pass successfully, once you pass and get a very good grade, in fact, they open opportunities for you. They give you opportunities, okay, for scholarship. Okay, once you are able to pass these tests and you apply to universities, especially in the US, you are more likely to get a scholarship. Okay, once you demonstrate that you are proficient in these tests. They are a little bit expensive depending on your economic background. Okay, for example, the TOEFL costs about 1,000 Ghana cedis, and then the IELTS costs between 1,000 and 1,730 Ghana cedis. If you want to take the test from the British Council, it is a little bit expensive, but I know there are bodies, there are organizations in Ghana that administer these tests. Okay, so just look at the first website, the timelinetrust.com. You can visit there are organizations in Ghana that administer these tests. Okay, so just visit this website and then read more about it. The British Council is available in Kumasi. They have an office at Adum. You can visit there and then register, okay, and then take the test. They have a paper test, and then they have also a computer test. So if you are interested, I will encourage you. I mean, if you take it and then you do very well, you can get scholarship to study abroad, okay? It is very important. So I encourage as many of you those who have the means to take these tests, okay? There are preparation that you need to make. They will give you material to study, okay, before you take the test, so that it gives you an overview of how the test will look like, so that you can prepare adequately for it. All right, so let me end. I'm just wrapping up, okay? And if there are questions, I'm happy to respond to them. But from my experience, if you want to get a scholarship, you need to be very determined. You need to be very persistent. You need to be someone who is very diligent. That is why I want to end with this text from Proverbs 22, verse 29. The wise man says that, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Okay, from my experience, if you want to win a scholarship, you need to be very persistent. You need to be very determined. You need to be someone who is searching, who likes to search for information, who likes to inquire about things. Okay, because sometimes there are a lot of requirements that you need to fulfill. Okay, so you must be diligent to get all those requirements in order to be eligible for the scholarship. Okay, so I encourage you to be diligent in your studies, okay, and then in your quest to also get a scholarship, okay, and most of these requirements can be met. Okay, they are not too difficult to meet those requirements. First, you must be very good. You must take your studies serious and get very good grade. Once you made the cut, you will be eligible for many of these scholarships. Okay, so thank you very much. I want to end here. Then, if there are questions, I'm very happy to respond to them. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Hello, thank you very much, Dr. Kwame. God bless you. Are there any questions for Dr. Kwame? Are there any questions? Did you really understand what I was talking about? Or you are tired, so you don't get it?
Yes.
Do you understand what he's talking about? You don't have questions? You don't have questions? Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kwame.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm happy that they understood it. You can share the material with them. They can go through it themselves. Okay, and if there are any questions, maybe you can drop me an email. Okay, you have my email address, right? So if there are some specific questions, you can send me an email and I'm happy to respond to them.
Yes.
Thank you.
At this moment, we have our last presentation. It's going to be given to us by WASI Best Students 2018. She's here with us. She's fairly very awesome. And she's an active member of the dance years. Well, Mina, we are with a round of applause. Let's move on. This is the applause group because we are time of the day. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, once again. Saturday, I was best participating in Ghana 2018. So as I said, I'm best student in Ghana 2018. I was second best in West Africa. I think that we had a lot from all that has been said. I just want to see how some of the points helped me when I was preparing for my university examination. So on setting your goals, I just wanted to say that when I was in GNAAS, okay, before writing a BC, I wanted to be best BC candidate. It was something I had in my mind when it comes to setting the goals. And even if I didn't give it, I realized that I think sometimes the BC awards more given to those who are from the government-related schools. But then I wanted to have the highest average when it comes to the raw score. I couldn't achieve that in JHS. So what did I do? When I went to SHS, I went to West Girls High School, Campus. When I went to SHS, I told myself, right when I said that I want to be best WASI candidate. That's why I told myself. So how does this apply to you? Maybe you cannot set such a goal because you think that you don't have you don't have a high IQ, so you can't set a goal I want to be best WASI candidate. But when it comes to goals, you look at yourself as one of our presenters said, and then you set your goal based on what you can achieve. You can set your goal that I want to get 8 A's. You set your goal I want to get 10 A's. At least I want to get grade 6. That is something that you want to say because when you set your goals, you know that okay, fine. When I knew I wanted to get what I really sit down with that because it doesn't have a solid pattern. I worked hard. When it got to points where I was getting a bit down, I had to push myself because I know what I want and I knew that I have to work towards it. So whatever your, I don't know what I call it, IQ, whatever it is, you can still set a goal. Set a goal, you want to achieve it, and then you can work towards it. As I said, I worked really hard. And there are some times that you're based on the goals that you set, you have to kill yourself for some reasons. You have to stay hard at certain things that you have to follow. Let me give an example. So when we came here, we had the international second best in West Africa. We had the international awards ceremony in Sierra Leone. Now during that week, we went to Sierra Leone on a Sunday and went to come back on Wednesday. So we came back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday I was starting to the examination intake. We don't really give the exam, we give the awards 1 year after you do the exam. So I was the best person candidate for 2018, but then we had the awards ceremony in 2019. Now, I had mid-semester examinations intake on a Monday. I was coming back with, please do you get what I'm saying? You don't get what I'm saying. We went on Sunday, they were to come back from Australia to Ghana on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then next Monday, we're having mid-semester examinations intake. And prior to that, I had to go to Accra for a lot of things. We're going back to Accra because of preparations towards the award ceremony. So when we went to Sierra Leone, there was another awardee from Nigeria, and he had, because he didn't really have, should I say, he went sightseeing, okay, because there was time, there was free time before the award ceremony, went sightseeing to look around certain nice places in Sierra Leone. But then I knew that I had missed examinations, and because of that, I didn't join that sightseeing. Do you get what I'm saying? Someone could have said that, oh, best person to find just, I mean, how many hours will it take? It's just 1 day of sightseeing in Sierra Leone, but then I deliberately refused to go because I had this semester examinations. Do you get it? Someone said, oh, what's the difference will it make? But then that's the point. You want to achieve something, even the littlest of time, you have to put into what you said. To you, you might think I should have gone because it wouldn't make any difference. You get how trivial it is. I mean, it's a one-time thing in Sierra Leone, and there are nice places that you can decide to just go around and just look around the place. How long will it take? What difference will it make to your results? But I choose not to go. Once you set your goals, you have to make sure that you are working towards it. Right now, how many months? You have just a few months to your examinations. You need to really work hard and for everything. Put in a lot of effort because you know what you want to achieve. You might think that the time is too small to actually start and put in a lot of effort, but there's something about sometimes on campus when I want to study, let's say I want to sleep small before I study. And let's say something happens and I end up oversleeping. Okay, sometimes I won't wake up at dawn too late, and then I'm prepared for class at let's say 6:30. So I would like to maybe wake up, let's say 4 or something to it. But then look at the instance where I end up waking up at 6 o'clock. When I made up my mind to wake up at 4 and start preparing for class at 6:30. You get what I'm describing? So let's say I wake up at 6, someone will see that, oh, since I'm already past 30 minutes, what difference will it make? Let me just be continuously sleeping and wake up at 6 minutes. But I don't do that. No matter how small the time is, what I'm trying to say, that even if it's just 30 minutes, I will use it to learn. Okay, so if the time is actually, and then you have time, 5 months, 4 months, whatever it is, it's not too late. Never put it into your head that it's too late. That's something I will never do. Never put it in your head, even if it's just 1 day, 1 day can make a difference. Because you get what I'm trying to say. It's never too late to prepare. And then on the point of working on your weaknesses, people think that, oh, best person student, I should be all around. I actually don't like English. I don't like English, not because I don't like English, but because I find it difficult excelling in English. You get what I'm describing. I remember when we were in first year, Form 1, second thing, wrote an English exam thing. Usually, I try to do well in class, so in anything, apart from giving the overall position, you also get to know your positions for every subject, okay? And for that thing, for English, I was 26 in class, where 35. I mean, usually, first 3 in like, or first 5 in all the subjects. You get what I'm saying? I'm passing that up. I ended up being 26 in English. It was quite a huge thing for me, but then I didn't give up. I thought I wasn't really so excellent compared to how I perform in other subjects. I wasn't so excellent in English, but then I didn't give up. I was always people were saying that, why are you always learning English? Most of the science students dedicate their time to learning physics. The science students you can relate, right? It's a usually relate them to give us our time to physics and chemistry and all that. So it was quite surprising that I was rather giving time to English. What I'm saying with this point, if the fact that people are always saying that physics is difficult, chemistry is difficult, or whatever program you're offering, and people tend to concentrate on those courses, don't look at the majority. If it's English that is your problem, don't say, oh, English is everyday language, so then let me learn the other stuff. When people claim that it's difficult, please, you get what I'm saying. Whatever is your weakness, work towards. I work towards, and I'm telling you, I've never taught English in my class. But when I got to Form 3, first thing, and Form 3, second thing, I taught English for both things. It wasn't something that happened just today. It was a gradual thing. We all have weaknesses. Mine was English. I was to sit out of 35 every day. That was a huge thing. Do you understand? But then I worked towards it, and I worked towards the consistency throughout to conform one, all the things, and it was in first 10 Form 3 and then 17 Form 3 that I ended up talking English in my class. So no matter what, whatever your weaknesses, please work on it with me. Kind of a special student doesn't mean I didn't have any weakness, and so you can work on it, and no matter how small the requirements, if you want to work hard, you can. If you want to work hard, you can. And then I realized that I wasn't there were other people who have had their award. Other people could have had their award, but I just want to say that I wasn't, let's say, the best in gaming. I mean, I was good, but wasn't really the best. There were other people who could have had it. But I was someone that I really always rely on myself. Even here, I always ask questions to friends. I learn from my peers. So if I don't understand something, I'll always make sure that I find someone who understands that particular thing. If you're someone like who prefers to learn from peers, please identify your mates who can help you. So I'm always asking my mates a lot of questions because I know myself, okay. You can never think that you can't learn from anyone. Again, I just want to say that to those of us who have been blessed with academic intellect, please, when our friends come to us, let's teach, okay? That's one thing I used to do. So when you teach people, they will register more in your mind. As you teach others, it will register more in your mind. So please, for those of us who are a bit blessed academically, when our friends come to us, please let's teach them, okay? Let's not stop teaching. For us to, if you think like you're intelligent and you're not understanding a particular topic, please don't say that you can learn it on your own. If there's someone who can help, please humble yourself and learn. Because I ask even on accounts, I always ask them, so have friends and be selective in your friendship. Okay? You can have friends that you hang around with and all that, but make sure that you have someone that when you don't know something, you can ask. Okay? Make sure that you have those people around you. And then most importantly, the God factor. I know it kind of everybody just sees that, oh, I was good, and then, oh, was God's grace and all that. But when I see my vaccine results is God's grace, I actually, I was a type that, if I mean, I told myself that before I would study, no matter the time, I will always read a portion of the Bible before. It's something I can adopt, and it helps with your spiritual life as well. So, and I learned most of it, okay? So that means that in our life, I'll be reading my Bible often, because I'm listening. So, like, most of the time, please, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Most of the time, I was trying to read my Bible before I start learning, okay? Because I realized that it helps. It helps. If you rely on God, it really helps because it's God that at the end of the day is going to help you remember what you learned. So don't say that because of your academics, because of your WASI, you are going to neglect God completely. And I can say to the glory of God that, I mean, in Form 1 first, I wasn't really taking the whole Sabbath. In first, I wasn't taking the whole Sabbath thing serious, okay? But then later on, I got to, like I said, my whole Form 3 life, even at the point of what I never learned on the Sabbath. Amen. Amen. I did learn on the Sabbath in Form 1, I was a bit shaky. But then as I read my Bible, as I learned more, I stopped learning on the Sabbath, and God still made me best Vatican. Amen. Amen. Yes, and then I want to talk about Pastor. Please, I feel like one mistake that most of us make when it comes to solving of past questions is that we solve the past questions as if I'm learning because when it comes, I want to remember and answer. Please, do we get me? But then I never used to do that. If you take my past questions, whenever I'm solving the past, I'm not solving it because of the exam. I'm solving it because I want to remember what I've learned in my notes. So then when I take the past questions, it's A, B, C, D, right? The objectives. If the answer is C, I will make sure that I know why A is not the answer, why B is not the answer, why D is not the answer. You get what I'm describing? Please, past questions is very important, but don't learn it as if your life depends on it. Solve it, try to help you remember what you've learned, okay? Because the past questions opens your eyes to how questions are set in the examinations. Please, do you get what I'm describing? So when your subject finds why A is wrong, why B is wrong, why C is the answer, so and put them down, okay? Put your reasons down so that when it's just before the examination, you solve. And there was one lesson, you see some of the past questions to say subjects, okay? So like during my normal studies, after learning a particular topic, I try to solve the past questions that the ones that are in, topics, okay. I think A plus and others are in topics. So I try to solve those ones when I'm doing normal revision. And then before the examinations, I solve the one in years because you like to, in one sitting, have a feel of how the questions are set from the various topics. Please, do you get me? So let's not solve the past for like our lives depend on it, but solve it because you want to see how the questions will come, the form of the questions, okay? Yes, and then for my source of motivation, I would say self-motivation. People, self-motivation from a lot of scholars, they say that self-motivation is actually one of the best ways of motivating your own self. Don't depend on someone. Don't say it's my mom that motivates me. Fine, even if the course or the program you're offering is not the one that you wanted to offer, find a way to motivate your own self to do it. That's why goal setting is important. When you set goals, you push yourself at every moment. Be the one to motivate yourself and not others, okay? And then I think that for the last thing I would say would be the fact that learn like your life depends on it, and pray like you haven't been studied at all. Okay? Please kill yourself for this last few months. Kill yourself and pass the lesson for this last. Put everything aside. If it's an outing that your friends are going for, it's not really necessary. Certain things are there that you can forgo and put in all your effort and just pass. So let's put on your effort. And then there's something that my mommy always says. Mommy always say that learn to, I had that motivation from home. said that woman was talking about parental motivation. My mind is the one that's always motivating me today. Also, so these last few months, please put in your all and know that once you have God on your side, you can smile at the store. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the insightful lesson to share with us. Does anyone have a question for her? Does anyone have a question for her? Okay, that's fine. And so if anyone is telling you that it is not necessary to kill yourself and learn so much, that kind of mediocrity is part of the things that we are ending this year. That is why you see ending my t-shirt. We are ending all forms of academic mediocrity, spiritual mediocrity, financial things that are preventing us from achieving success in all the things we do. And as leaders, we also have to show the light to the entire community. I would be glad that in the next 5 years or 10 years, most of you will also be excelling wherever you find yourself. You might not be the best university student, but you sure can be the best medical doctor or pharmacist or engineer or lawyer, whatever you want to be, teacher, whatever you want to be. You can be the best wherever you stand if you want to be the best. But we are here to help you. In the next 5 to 10 years, we shouldn't be having problems with Sabbath exam. Yes, it is true that we would go through trials, turmoils, and tribulations because of our faith. That doesn't mean that we should always stay and say that, oh, wait here. No, we have to strive and be the ministers. We have to strive and be the MPs, the professors, whatever we want to be. Whatever you're aspiring to be, you have to strive to be the best that you can ever be. So I'm glad we are here today to listen to all the presenters and then the insights that we've got. I'm so glad also that we have most of us here today being females, because for a very long time, our females have been left behind to take care of our children and to cook for us when we come back from work. But today I'm challenging you. I don't believe in feminism, but what I believe in is the woman is equal to the man. That is why God created them on the same day. That is why God asked that the woman should become an helpmeet to the man. And so if you are here today, please, I am begging you. At this stage, if you have a boyfriend, you are wasting your time. At this stage, if someone is lying to you, licking your brain, you are wasting your time. Because you don't even know what you'll be doing in the university. You don't even know when you are attending school. And you are allowing that boy to deceive you. What you should be concerning yourself with the academics, with attaining higher heights. When you are done, all things will fall in place. Please, never think that you are not capable of making it. We've heard today that if you've not planned already, it's not too late. You can start now. We are your elder brothers and sisters. We're always around. Pastor is around. Mama is around. If you ever need anything, whether it's financial, academic, social, whether someone is disturbing you and need counseling, just speak to us. And we assure you that your secrets will always be safe with us. Thank you very much. Pastor, let me say a word and then we'll pray. But before that, and there's an announcement. All those people who come from schools within the Central Ghana Conference, that is Boakwatanosu area, like Prempe, Yasantoa, those people. After that, we are meeting your zonal executives and family members. And also, after that, we'll be taking a picture. So, after the prayers, we all come upstage, take the pictures, then we disperse to have our meetings.
Okay. Good afternoon once again. Okay, yeah. Let's take the following announcement. We gave you some Sabbath schools. I don't know whether majority of us here have received their Sabbath schools. Did you receive Sabbath schools? Okay. Now, when we decided to disseminate this information, majority of us didn't read the messages on WhatsApp. I believe, sir, we are all on WhatsApp, isn't it? Are we all on WhatsApp? Yeah. How do we read WhatsApp messages? please, we don't have much time here, but anytime you wake up and you want to read WhatsApp messages, at least try and visit your church page or let's say your school platform or any NAAS platform to get some important information. It's very important. Now, there is a new game for Seventh-day Adventist students called Heroes 2. Heroes 2. I believe a lot of us like games, isn't it? Do you like games? I know what I'm saying. I know you are tired. Now, if you go to Play Store, search for Heroes 2. Heroes 2. Heroes. Then add 2. And then download it. It's a Bible game and it's purposely for evangelism. Try and free some space and what? Download it. And those schools who are not meeting and others who are not able to reach out to you, you take up my number. You know, this is the union president. If you get mine and there's anything, I can give it to them. Now you take my number. 0245 540 150 0245 540 150 and then 020 877 020 877 5164. Okay, and then lastly, previous years we'll be having some evangelism, but because of the COVID, we suspended everything. But hopefully this year, we want to have a social evangelism that it will be on what various campuses. When you go to school, try and pray over it that this year at least we will have some social evangelism on our campuses. It's very, very much important. And then when we close, once as I believe you are here, Premier College, and then still read, try and see me. Thank you.
We want to thank all of you for coming. Some of you came here very early in the morning and you were very patient, waiting for your friends and the other facilitators to actually start with the whole presentation. I am very excited for what is happening and also to appreciate what the Lord has done for our sister Mina. One of us, but then God in his wisdom and direction made her the best WASI students in Ghana and second runner-up in West Africa. And I think we will have to, it's not out of place if we all stand and give a standing ovation. It's not be out of place at all. A standing ovation, just to motivate all of us. Let's give a standing ovation. Let's get it out. All of you can do better. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The news of her being the best WASI student reverberated throughout the country, and some of us try to monitor her and all that. We saw she was with NASCA University and Fellowship, and which is now my church member here. And this is to encourage all of you that nothing is everybody what? Talk to me, nothing is what? Impossible. If others can do it, then nothing is impossible. You too can do it. You too can do it. We want to thank the team that brought this first ever academic seminar together to appreciate our president, Alex
my right hand man. Let's put our hands together and appreciate him. Our union president, and also appreciate the team, the other executives, Kumama and her team, Ame, and all those who actually worked tirelessly in bringing all of us together. It was actually a last minute thought. We met in my office about 2 weeks ago, and then the idea just came out. Why don't we bring all of you together, the WASI 10 year students together, and then talk to you and counsel you. At a point in time, we almost gave up because we thought that the timing was wrong because of the shortness of time. But I'm so excited that your church, the church is thinking about us. And wherever we are, wherever you are, try and place God first. Try and place God first. Let God take the center stage of your life. I'm happy our union president made a passing statement that don't allow any boy or girl to destroy your life. How do you see it? To lick your brain, don't allow any boy or girl to waste your time. No, at this stage, what you will have to do is to concentrate on your academic work. What you have to do is to spend time on your books, than to spend time with that boy or that girl who will destroy your life. Be focused, and don't allow any boy or girl to destroy you or to waste your time. We always say, the beautiful ones are not yet gone. The beautiful ones are not yet gone. The beautiful ones are yet to come to this world. So for now, it's time for learning. It's time to study. Just study. Learn. And we know in the next 10 years, there will be more medical doctors in the church. Amen? There will be more nutrition is with us, and God will be with us. And I was telling some friends of mine that whenever I go to Obamachi, and I'm not about to go to Obamachi, my worst church is there are so many of my colleagues there. So I go and then I don't follow a key. You understand what I'm saying? Because we started something in the past. And I know in the next few years, there should be more. There should be more doctors, there should be more nurses, there should be more engineers, there should be more pilots, there should be more nurses and teachers and all that. All over the place. And it starts with you. It starts by being studious. It starts by concentrating, learning. And I know the other subsequent speakers have dealt justice to the presentation. So on behalf of the team that brought this program together, and also the other speakers, we want to thank you for coming. We want to thank you for coming, and we know that God is going to guide you, God is going to help you, so that you will write your works with confidence. You write your exams with confidence, and by God's special grace, you will pass. I say you will pass. I say you will pass in the mighty name of Jesus, so that you will be able to achieve your ambition. God is going to guide you. God is going to lead you so that you will actualize the dream of your life. May that be your experience in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Why don't you rise with me? Now thank we all our God. We'll sing the first stanza, for which I will pray and then dedicate you. Now thank we all our God. Go. Now thank we all our God. With hands and voices, who wondrous things are done, in movement but rejoices, who from our mother's arms are blessed on our way, with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. Because it lives, I can face tomorrow. Go send his son, go. Go send his son. They call him Jesus. He came to die. Heal them for me. He is by my Father. So by my God, let's pray. I empty grave is not to prove my Savior lives. God says, "I'm the first one." Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. See Him, all fear is gone. Because I know He knows that, He knows the future. Life is for the living. Life is for the living just because He lives. Yes, because He lives, you and I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because we know that He holds the future. And life is worth the living just because our Savior is alive. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this program, this academic seminar. And we thank you that our brothers and sisters all over the massive metropolis and beyond could come for all of us to interact. The time has come, O Lord, for us to leave and go to our various places of God. We ask that, Lord, as you guided us to this place, you will guide us to our various destinations and our right safely. Father, we ultimately desire to pass our independent examination. So we call upon you for guidance. We call upon you for knowledge. We call upon you for understanding. As you guided our brothers when they were studying in Babylon, Hananiah, Michelle, Azariah, Daniel. Lord, you guided them and they will attract the best wisdom you have with us, demonstrating how you can guide us currently in our contemporary world, in the person of Asima Bina. The Lord, you can still guide us today. So Lord, we commit ourselves into your hands. The Lord will guide us so that we will be able to achieve our academic aim. And above all, we will achieve our career aspiration. Lord, we commit our lives into your hands. We pray that, Lord, we will know you and serve you wherever we are. And that we will not allow anyone to destroy our future. We will not allow anyone to change our life. But we will give ourselves unto you unreservedly. Oh, Father, I pray for my friends here. The Lord, you place your hand upon each and every one of them. If any of them is struggling with a particular sin, a particular challenge, oh Lord, as we call upon you, may you rescue us in the name of Jesus. Lord, may you rescue us in the name of Jesus. In areas of our weakness, Lord, we open up unto you. The Lord, you come into our lives. And as we pray, Lord, we want to ask and also plead that you will bless our parents. and our guardians who are taking care of us, that they will have the financial wherewithal so that they will be able to support our education. May the Lord keep you and bless you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. May the peace of heaven reign supremely in your heart. And above all, may he guide you to succeed. In the mighty name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. 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 God bless you. Right, finally, before we take the official photo, I would like to invite the other union executives to come so that we see them, because you will be going to their campuses, so that when you go, they will be able to recognize you. Come, the team, where are the team? Are they busy out there? They'll come. The union executives, including the zone executives, come. All executives here, all executives here, come. What is Uma? So executives, union executives, national executives, chapter executives, come. No, these are the team. These are the men. May God bless you. All right, so these are the executives. So, brother can take a shot. Begin with the shot. So, on mass, so that because you will be visiting. So you see there.